Well, Mason Mount is undergoing a Manchester United medical, and we are so much obliged to be having one of those photos while he's arriving at Man United before he really underwent his medical. Welcome to United Matters channel. Good evening, and how are you watching us from, and how are you guys, and where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokan David. Call me RD onto the United Matters channel, charged like never before. Third video of the day, and we're here to bring you more news and information as far as this transfer of Mason Mount to Man United is concerned. Good news is that I'm having photos of Antony, Donny van der Beek, Lisandro Martinez, Dean Henderson arriving at Carrington today ahead of their resuming of the training for the prison, meaning that Prison of United players are going to head to really commence today, and Erik ten Hag is already at Carrington as well. That is going to arrive on Saturday to prepare for the training sessions at Man United. And then we are going to talk about Eric Bay and Alex Tellez. Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to give a very big hint about their future at Man United. So smash the like button close to 300 times, and guys, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rokan David is my name, and we thank God for the gift of life that has gone ahead to be with us and obviously take us to the next level as it is going on here for you. Now let's get into this story. Fabrizio Romano, he's the one of those, I think he was not the one, he reported it thirdly, because first two journalists confirmed to us that the medical is going to take place on Monday, and again today he has told us that Mason Mount undergoing medical tests at Carrington right now as expected. Then he will sign until June 2028 with an option until 2029. Plan confirmed as Man United are prepared to unveil Mason Mount as their first signing of the summer this week. So first United summer signing undergoing its medical at Carrington, and obviously that has been confirmed. But the most beautiful bit of it is this. Allow me show you this. This is how he arrived at Carrington, and that is Mason Mount seated behind and was being drove in by a driver at Carrington, and that is the man himself, Mason Mount, coming in at Man United. And we all anticipate that he's going to pass all the 3 sets of medicals that are going to be done on him, and it's going to take like 2-3 hours, and we are going to see him really trying to really get the medical done. And I think if he passes it well, I anticipate that on Tuesday or Wednesday, that's when his unveiling is going to take place. But I will understand that after the medical, he can even start training with his players of Man United, because he's not part of that entourage of players who took part into the international break. For him, he's that player who never took part in the international break. In those games where England played, he never took part in them, and is really officially supposed to return to Man United as it stands right about now. So that is Mason Mount for you, and his arrival at Man United has really gone ahead to really catch the eyes of many, and we are anticipating that very soon this transfer is going to be announced by Manchester United. So let's wait and see how that happens, but that's how Mason Mount arrived at Carrington. Now we have some good news. This man found himself injured towards the final games of the season, and it was against I think it was against Chelsea when he got injured. That Thursday, second last game of the season, he got injured and he never took part into the season, the remaining games of the season, against Fulham and the final of the FA Cup, which was a very big miss for Man United. But he is back. He is back, as you see him there. That is Antony being driven back to Carrington this morning, and it shows you how fantastic it is for Manchester United and Erik ten Hag in his pursuit of these players. Because if you are really having players that are really injured and they don't come back on time, it's another disturbing effort that has to go on through, and obviously ask the medical team what's wrong. But that does not only self-check in Erik ten Hag and the physio side, but also Antony. He might turn into an injury-prone player, because if at all he's getting injured like that at the age of 21, then you ask yourself, how is he going to be when he grows and grows and grows big? Because at the side of Man United, you are not supposed to be really getting injuries like those. But I was a little bit afraid that maybe we sign an injury-prone player and he might turn out to be one of those that is going to be so much injured. After Antony, there came Lisandro Martinez, the butcher, that he got an injury in the first leg of the quarterfinal as we played Sevilla at Old Trafford. His metatarsal got injured and he found himself in a position of not being able even to walk, and he was just lifted off the field of play to see to it that United were left with 10 men, and guess what? We couldn't obviously see ourselves getting in another substitution to see to it that we really saved that day, and that game ended 2-2 in favor of nobody. So he returns right now, but for his case, I cannot come here and obviously apply the same slates I've gone ahead to put onto the Brazilian international, that is Antony, as far as his injuries are really concerned, because he has found himself in a situation of getting injured only once. That is it, only once. And the other games that he missed were because he had just returned from the World Cup and he had not gotten to full fitness. That's it. And that's when he never got played by Erik ten Hag. But he was readily available, and out of the very many games we played, he only missed out like the last 6-7 games are the ones that he last missed, 7, 8, 10 games. But the rest of the games, he was part of them, meaning that he played close to 54 games at the club of Man United. That is Lisandro Martinez, and is back fully fit, and he is up and running too at Carrington. That's how it arrived. The other one is Donny van de Beek, whose future is really doubted at Man United. No one really thinks of whether he's going to stay or be kept at the club of Man United, but it looks like he has to do a miracle to really make Erik ten Hag really believe that he has to stay at the club of Manchester United. But today I got a second thought in that if at all you're requesting for second chances for other players, why not request a second chance for this player who goes by the names of Donny van de Beek? Because if Sancho deserves a second chance, why not Donny van de Beek? That's it. Even he has not even been fit for the first season So for the first season of Erik ten Hag, he has not been even 50% fit for the season. That's it. So that requests us to really see to it that we really give him a second chance at Man United, and I anticipate that Erik ten Hag might keep him around because he's a man who always gives out chances. That's it. And it was not by his making that he got injured, but ever since he came through from Ajax, has been an injury-prone player, and we need to do something about that. But let's wait and see how that pans out for Donny van de Beek. And the other one that is expected to leave the club of Man United is Dean Henderson, one of those goalkeepers that Erik ten Hag talked to around December that they should come in through and obviously help him to really get through the season before we signed in Jack Butler, and he said, no, I cannot cancel my loan to return back to Man United. And here he comes back at at Carrington to face the manager, Erik ten Hag, and obviously find a better solution on what to do on his future at the club of Manchester United. But it all looks like he's going to be sold to Nottingham Forest at a price of £25 million, though Nottingham Forest believe he shouldn't be at that price. He should be at like 15-20 million pounds, something that United don't really agree with, and they rather keep the player. So I really understand that it's going to be something good for United to sell him and obviously get in 20+ million pounds. The new star in the making, that is Kobbie Mainoo, and we are so much surprised that the player of the quality of Zidane Igbo found himself sold to Utrecht, yet Kobbie Mainoo was left. It's not that Kobbie Mainoo is more talented than Zidane Igbo, but I think it's all about the physicality, and the reasons that we are given as to why Zidane Igbo was sold to the Dutch league were simple. The physicality bit of it was really a problem for him, and they said they cannot wait for him to really attain that physicality, and it's better they sold him to Utrecht with a buyback clause and a resale clause to Man United. But Kobbie Mainoo came in through at Man United. He made his Premier League debut at the age of 17 and some 300 days. That is Kobbie Mainoo for you, and I think he has a very huge future at Man United because of his physicality and being tailor-made for the Premier League. He's physical. At the age of 17, you look at his body and really understand that this guy is tailor-made to play into the Premier League. And Ten Hag knows exactly that the first attribute of the Premier League is the physicality. If at all you don't have it, you cannot vie for a place in his team, unless otherwise you are just a special player. And obviously, John Mata arriving at Carrington, he's the head of football or the football director of Man United, and there he comes arriving at the club of Man United as Mason Mount and other players arrive at the club of Manchester United to see how everything is going on there. Now, I've brought you everything concerning Carrington today, and you've seen all of those players arriving at Man United, meaning that the preseason of United has gone ahead to really start today, and I've seen Man United really post something. Let me try to look for it here and bring it to you on the screen. Where is Man United? Man United Twitter feed. Let me bring it to you on the screen and really show you exactly what they've gone ahead to let us know about Carrington. And they've gone ahead and posted, that, as you see there, Carrington Training Complex. That's what they posted today on their Twitter account, and it has been followed by this. The caption read that Carrington preseason training commences this week. So Monday motivation. So the training is commencing this week at the Carrington Training Complex at Manchester United, and here they go to really get the place done and dusted. Now let's get into the last story of this. It's coming in from Fabrizio Romano, throwing in a huge hint about the two defenders of Man United. One is a central defender, one is a left back, and Fabrizio Romano has confirmed to us that Eric Bay and Alex Tellez have been informed that they are not part of the project. United are ready to accept a small amount of money. The club want them gone this summer. So I really want us to find ourselves in a situation of really trimming the squad to where we deserve to be, because Eric Bay earns £140,000 a week. The same applies to, Eric Bay earns £140,000 a week. Alex Tellez earns he earns between 80,000 to 90,000 pounds a week. That is Alex Tellez. So them being at the club, that means the club spends close to £220,000 as weekly wages on these two. So getting them off, that means you're reducing the wage bill of Man United. And the more you reduce the wage bill of the club of Man United, you find yourselves in a situation of really taking it to the next level, and obviously creating space for other players to come in through, and obviously not violating the financial fair play rule, because the financial fair play rule is all about the money you buy the players and the amount of money you pay the players. That is it all about, versus the amount of money you make every season. So as it stands, for Manchester United, Eric Bay and Alex Tellez have been shown the exit door, and I want Ten Hag to be more ruthless to more players, because if I'm Eric Ten Hag, why don't I say the same thing to Harry Maguire? That is it. He needs to leave. He needs to leave. Brandon Williams, we have like 7 players, that are supposed to leave the club of Man United, and need such a statement from Eric Ten Hag that you are not part of the plan. So I'm happy to see to it that those ones are leaving and they are willing to get in small money. That's why you saw to it that Real Sociedad are willing to pay £3 million for Eric Bay, and Galatasaray is willing to pay £2.5 million for Alex Tellez. I think we get in that £5 million and we jog on, because we need to really get in money to see to it that we finance the budget of Eric Ten Hag, and that is something that should be done imminently. That is it. So guys, your thoughts on Mason Mount undergoing Manchester United medical are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about the players arriving? You've seen those that have been injured are really back. And lastly, Eric Bay and Tellez told that there is no room for them at Man United, and they should tell their agents to look for vacancies elsewhere. Rokan David remains my name. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. I'm out.